friends, welcome to our channel. In the previous video we have discussed on linear search, and in this video we are going to discuss on binary search. If you haven't seen the previous video, please go to the description box. There will get the link of the previous video. So without wasting any further moment, let's get started. So before starting with binary search, let's first understand the limitations of linear search. In linear search, we have an array and we have a target element, and we need to compare each and every element of the array with the target element unless and until we find a match. Now suppose the length of the array is very small, say 10 or 20 elements. So the time required for linear search here is very small, because we only need to compare those 10 or 20 elements with the target element. But suppose the length of the array is huge, say 10,000 elements or say 1 lakh elements. Here the time requirement is high. Why? Because we need to compare every element of those 10,000 elements or those 1 lakh elements with the target element. And so the efficiency of the linear search degrades. And to prevent this, here comes the binary search. Let's take a real life example of binary search. Suppose we need to find a particular page in a particular book. So what do? We just open the book in somewhat middle and we check if it is the required page number. Suppose it is, then well and good. If it is not, what do? We just compare the page number that we have recently opened with the required page number. If the page number is greater than the required page number, then we find the required page in the first part of the book and we totally ignore the next part of the book. And the same procedure is repeated every time until we find the required page. So this is the idea of binary search, and every time we just reduce the search space to its half, right? Let's take an example. Suppose we have an array A, and the elements of the array are from 1 to 11, and these are arranged in an ascending order. And the element that we need to find is 9. So 9 is our target value and we need to find 9 in this given array. So in binary search, we are going to follow these steps until we find the required element in the array. So the first step is to find the mid index of the array. To find the mid index of the array, we first need to find the starting index of the array, that is 0, and it is stored in a variable called beg. And we also need to find the last index of the array, which is 10, and it is stored in a variable called end. And this is the formula to find the mid index of the array. So the mid index of the array is beg plus n divided by 2, that is 0 plus 10 divided by 2, that is 5. Fine. Step 2 is to find the element that is present in the mid index of the array. That is, we need to find A5 because 5 is the mid index. So A5 is 6. A5 is 6, right? The third step is to compare the target value with the element present in the mid index of the array. That is, the target value is 9 and the element present in the mid index of the array is 6. So we need to compare 9 with 6. And as we know that 9 is greater than 6, if 9 is present in the array, it must be present in the right side of 6. It can never be present in the left side of 6. Why? Because the array is arranged in an ascending order. So we will totally ignore this part of the array and we will totally focus on this part of the array. So this is our array. Now the modified array is this one. Now these steps will again be repeated, and it will be repeated every time until we find the required element. Now let's again repeat these steps, but before repeating, let's first note one thing, is that the value of beg or n must change depending on the array we are considering. Here we are considering this array, so the value of beg must change to mid plus 1, that is mid plus 1. that is 6, and the end index remains same here. If we were considered this much array, then our bag, maybe our bag would be same, but the end would have been changed to mid minus 1. Let's again consider this array and just forget about this array. Let's consider again this array. So our bag is now mid plus 1, so it is 6, and end remains same, that is 10. So mid is now bag plus n divided by 2, that is 6 plus 10 divided by 2, that is 8. This is our first step. In second step, we need to find the element that is present in the middle index of the array, that is a of 8, which is 9. This is the second step. And the third step is to compare the value, compare the target value with the element that is present in the middle index of the array. That is 9 is compared with 9, and here we can understand that there is a match. So our search is successful. Now coming to the time complexity of binary search, as we have seen that with with completion of the every 3 steps, we are reducing the search space to its half, right? So the time complexity of binary search is log n base 2, where n is the number of elements present in the array, and 2 because the search space is reduced to half every time we are doing these steps. Alright, let's now implement the binary search with Dev C++, and this is the basic C syntax for that. And this is the algorithm that we are going to follow, and this is an array that we will use for demonstration. Alright, let's first take all the user inputs. So first we are going to print on the screen to enter the length of the array, and we are going to store it in a variable named n. Then we are going to ask the user for the array elements, and for that we are going to use a for loop. So I is the index, as the array elements are total n, so I should range from 0 to n minus 1. So we are going to take all the array elements one by one, and we are going to store them in a array variable a. Let's now take the value that we are going to search in the array, and let's just store that in a variable named val. Alright, now let's come to the algorithm. So there are total 6 steps. In step 1, we are going to set a variable named bag with the lowest index. In this array, the lowest index is 0, and end is the topmost index. So in this array it is 8, and pause is minus 1. Right, let's just do that in the code as well. So bag is 0, that is the minimum index. End is n minus 1, that is the maximum index, because there are total n elements, so the maximum index is n minus 1, and pause is minus 1. Alright, now in step 2, we are going to repeat step 3 and 4 given the condition that bag is less than or equal to end. So in the code we are using a while loop. The condition is that bag is less than or equal to end. Alright, inside the loop step 3 and 4 is there. So in step 3, we are going to calculate the value of mid. Mid is bag plus n divided by 2. In this array, bag is 0, end is 8. So mid is 0 plus 8 divided by 2, that is 4. Right? So let's just do it in the code as well. So mid is bag plus n divided by 2. Alright. Now in step 4, there are total 3 conditions. What is that? The element that is present in the mid index, we are going to compare this element with the value, right? So in this case, the element is 14 that is present at index 4. So we can say that 14 is greater than 12. So if 12 is present in the array, it must be present in the left hand side of the 14, right? So condition B is true. So we are going to modify the value of end with mid minus 1. So it is 4 minus 1, that is 3, right? So our array of interest now is from 0 to 3. We are neglecting 14 and all the elements that is right side of 14. Fine. Now bag is still less than or equal to n. So we are going to remodify the value of mid. So 0 plus 3 divided by 2, that is 1. So the element at index 1 is 11. So we can say that 11 is of course less than 12. So now the condition C is true. So we are going to modify the beg this time. So beg is mid plus 1. Mid is 1, so beg is 1 plus 1, that is 2. Right? Because if 12 is present in the array, it must be present in the right side of 11. So now our array of interest is from 2 to 3. Right? Still beg is less than or equal to 3. So we are going to remodify the mid. So mid is 2 plus 3 divided by 2, that is 2. So the element present at 2 is 12, which is same as 12. So condition A is true this time. What we are going to do, we are going to modify the value of pos with mid, that is 2, and we are going to print the pos. So let's just implement these three conditions in the code as well. So the first condition is that the element at mid index is same as val. If that is true, then pos will be same with mid, and we are going to print that the element %d is present at %d. The first %d is the val and the second %d is the pos, and we are using a break statement to come out of the loop. The second condition is that the element is greater than val. If that is so, then end will be modified with mid minus 1. And finally the condition is that the element is less than val. Then we are going to do beg will be mid plus 1. Now suppose we are searching for an element, say 19 in this case, which is not at all present in the array. So what will happen? So with every iteration, either the beg will increment or the end will decrease, and eventually a time will occur when beg will be more than end, and the condition of the while loop will no longer be true and the loop will exit. So the pos value will never be modified, right? And it will still be minus 1. So outside the loop, we are going to check if pos is minus 1 or not. If that is so, we can definitely say that the pos was never modified, and it can only happen when the element is not present in the array. Okay, let's just initialize all the variables we have used, that is I, n, val, beg, end, mid, pos, and the array variable a. Let's just run the code. So this time say the length is 5. And the array elements are say 2, 5, 7, 8 and 9. It should be in ascending order, of course. And we are searching for say 8. So the 8 is present at index 3. Let's just rerun this code. And this time say the array element, say the length is 4 and the elements are 3, 6, 7 and 9. And we are going to search for 8 again. So the element is not present inside the array. So this is how the binary search works. Thank you. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. If you like our video, please hit the like button and subscribe our channel so that you don't miss any single video.